Welcome to the Money Mindful podcast, where money mindset and life coach Meaghan Jean Smith, hey, that's me, teaches you how to transform your relationship to money and achieve your life goals so you can live a glorious, magnificent, delicious, awesome life and love being you. Hello and welcome to the Money Mindful podcast. I have got a real quickie for you today, but first I better introduce myself and I'm going to ask you a little favor. So welcome to the show. I'm Meaghan Jean Smith. I'm a money mindset and life coach for women. Today we're going to talk about how to stay on track to achieve your money and life goals. But before we get into it, I'd love to ask you a favor. If you are really enjoying the show, which I know so many of you are because you show up every week and you send me messages like Beth did just recently. She wrote a review for the podcast. She said, just received a fine in the mail and it didn't even hurt. Listening to this podcast has made me think about money in such a different way. Life-changing pod here. Thanks, Beth. I love that you have written a testimonial. So I wanted to ask you, if you're not Beth, if you haven't already, would you please go and write a testimonial for this show? I would be so grateful if you did that. Writing a testimonial helps others find the show too because they read the testimonials and then they think, hey, this might be all right. And also, it's amazing to get feedback from you and hear from you. You can also write to me, actually email me if you're on my email list. I'd love to hear from you and hear your takeaways from the show. That would be amazing too. It's really easy to write a review. You just scroll to the bottom of where you're listening in iTunes. If you're listening on Apple iTunes, I'm not going to go through every single podcast catcher how to write a review, but you can just tap 5-star review and then type a couple of things in that you like about the show. If you feel inclined to do that, I'd really appreciate it. It supports the show a lot. Okay, so let's get into it. How to stay on track to achieve your money and goals. This is going to be a quick one today because I want to give you quick, actionable steps that you can do this week. So when you're working on your goals, it's so easy to get distracted, right? Like just getting busy or sidetracked with your everyday life. Wouldn't you agree? I'd love to share a super easy tip with you that's going to keep you on track. Okay, are you ready? You ready for this? Do you want to hear this? Here's what you can do to stay on track with your goals. That is assuming that you actually have a goal, right? Now, if you don't have a goal, what's going on? Having goals is what keeps you living a life that you love, right? Did you hear that? I'm going to say it again. Having goals is what creates you living a life that you love. Because when you are constantly and actively deciding with purpose and intention what it is that you want to do, and then you take actions on those things that you want to do, that's the secret sauce to living a life that you love because you're doing what you love. You're actually going after your goals. So here's 3 little steps that you can do every week to keep you on track. I do this. I teach this to my clients. Do these 3 simple steps and it is going to have you achieving your money and life goals in no time. Here's what you do. Step 1, pick a regular time every week to do this. I do this on Sunday mornings because that works for me, but you can do it any time that's suitable for you. I know some people like doing their goals on a Monday morning, but you just pick the time that works for you. There's no rule that says what day you have to do this. Just do it regularly, right? Step 2 is write down what your goal is. Whatever the overall big goal that you're going for, whether it's a revenue goal in your business or whether it's you want to create a new product in your business or you want to, sign 10 new clients or you want to start a passive investment channel that you're going to start doing. So maybe it's you're going to invest in shares, or maybe you're going to buy a house, whatever it is, make sure you write that goal down. Don't underestimate the power of this, right? It's too easy to procrastinate and get distracted or even forget our goals when we don't keep it front of mind. So this is really powerful just in itself, writing down what your goal is every week. And I actually write down my big goals every day, but I'm not saying that you have to do that, but this 3-step process that I'm sharing with you today, write down your goal at least once a week. And step 3 is write down and commit to 3 actions you're going to take this week that's going to get you 3 little steps closer to your goal. Don't overcomplicate this. Okay, it could be as simple as making a phone call or sending an email, or maybe it's getting a major piece of the goal handled, depending on where you're at in the goal or where you're at in your life at this present time. But when you write down 3 things every week that you're going to commit to that are part of reaching your goal, every week without fail, you will stay on track to achieving your goals, because every week you are taking action towards your goals. Now, why do you have to write it down? This is why. You don't solve complex maths problems in your head, right? You write it down, you work it out, you do your workings out on paper so you can conceptualize it, you can have a different perspective on it, and you can organize all the information that's in your brain, right? This is the same with setting and achieving goals. So pick a regular time to do it every week, write down what your goal is, and then write down 3 actions that you're going to commit to that week to get it done. So let's say you've got a revenue goal. One of the things on that list might be something like working out how many units of whatever it is that you need to sell to reach that goal. Or it might be brainstorming different ways you can generate income in your business to create that amount of money. Or if it's something that you're wanting to learn about money, say investing, or maybe you want to get your accounts set up in your business, it might be as simple as making a phone call to your accountant, right? It doesn't have to be 3 massive, huge things you do every week. It can be just 3 simple things. Because also, I understand that you're a multidimensional person. You're not just working towards this goal. You've got other stuff going on in your life, right? You've probably got kids or a family or other things you're doing. Maybe you're also working on, reaching your first 10K run or something, and you're working on that as well. Or you've got lots of other things in your business and your life that you need to do. That's fine. You do all those things. But when it comes to your goal, your main focus that you're working on, write down and commit to doing at least 3 things every week that are going to just move you 3 steps closer to that goal. Okay? No matter how big or small the action, the important point is that every week you're taking some form of action to achieve your goal. Little steps add up quickly over time, and before you know it, you will have achieved your goal. Truly, don't overcomplicate this. I know you have a busy life with a whole lot of other things in a week you need to take care of. That's why no matter how busy you are, just commit to 3 actions a week that will keep you moving forward towards your goal. You have got this. And listen, if you don't have a goal, or you've got multiple things that you want to work on and you don't have an overall process to follow, like you're not sure like how to get all your ideas out, or even how to know what those 3 things are that you need to do, I have a little mini course for you. I talk about it all the time on the outro of this podcast, so you might be familiar with when I say that I have a mini course that you can do that gets emailed out to you over 3 days, and it's on how to create your money and life goals. It gives you an overall big picture process that you can follow to create any goal. If you don't have that, go and get that, okay? Just listen to the outro. It's going to tell you how to get access to it. I'll also make sure I put a link in the show notes. And if you go to my website, there's a menu heading that says get the free course. So you can just click on that and get it. And that's the big picture work that gives you a big overall process how to create your goals. Now, what I've covered with you today, we're getting into more of the minutiae of how to keep you on track, what you can do every week, right? To stay on track with your goals. You've got this. I believe in you. Anything that you've got in your mind that you want to create, even if right now it feels unachievable because you've never done it before, it's okay. Nothing's gone wrong. You just got to start taking action towards your goals and take action every week. And before you know it, you will have achieved the money and life goals that you are currently wanting to work on. You got this. Until I get in your ears next week, have an amazing week. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening to the Money Mindful podcast. For future episodes, be sure to subscribe. Ready to take the next steps? Creating your money and life goals can be super challenging if you don't have a process to follow. Get my free course that will help you get unstuck, clarify your goals, and get you going. For more info, go to meaghanjsmith.au.